Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. This video is just to answer someone. He sent me this video saying, can you refute them? For sure we can refute any Muslim claims, especially those who speak about miracles in the Quran, because they are nothing but a scam. However, if you want more details of refutation of everything they have almost, you can get my book, which is called Quran and Science in Depth, in Amazon, and this is Kindle version, which is not even expensive. You do not need a Kindle tablet to be able to read it. All what you need is just to download Kindle software, which is for free. And then you can read the book in your computer. However, if you are interested to have the book as a paperback, simply just search for Quran and Science in Depth in Amazon, and you will find the paperback one. This is the one. This is here we go. This is the paperback, and this is my other book actually, The Deception of Allah, volume number 1. However, those both, they complete each other. So if you want really to have a good, like let us say, a treasure of information, I advise you to read both of them, because both, they complete each other. Actually, the book, it was supposed to be one book, but because it became so huge, so I have to divide it to two. Otherwise, the plan it was not to make two books, it was to be one, which will give you everything you want. However, you can order the paperback, or you can get the Kindle. The good thing about getting those books is simply because they give you a very clear understanding with the proofs and reference about how to refute Muslims first, and number two, to understand how Muslims, they try to lie to you. If you click at the book, you will see the index, and then you will know what I'm talking about. In the beginning, I am finishing the topics which exist in volume number 1, and then we go to science, and you see, as you see here, I'm explaining and refuting, and actually it's not only refuting, I am destroying and showing that what Muslims claim to be a science is nothing but a scam, and it's an error in the Quran. Not only it's false, you know. So I advise you to get the book. It's full of information. I am a person who don't give opinion, but I give proofs. All right, like I don't make speeches. And this is what I will do today in this video regarding the claim the Muslims, they have in the video we saw or sent by this friend to talk about. So let us go there and see this video. So this video simply claims that the Quran speak about the lowest point of the earth. So how the Quran knows such a thing? That will be something astonishing. So let us see what this video is saying, and then we will talk about it.
Allah is talking about the Romans. They were fighting with the Persians, and Romans lost, and the Persians won by the Dead Sea coast, like what is modern day Israel, Philistine, that area, right? So they defeated the Romans. The Romans lost, and the Persians won by the coast, okay, by the Dead Sea coast. And the Quran says Rome was dominated in the lowest earth. Like literally says the lowest earth, which is strange language. It doesn't say lower earth, because it's like lower elevation. It's kind of like a dip in the ground, the valley, you could almost say. But it didn't say low earth. It said the lowest of the entire earth, lowest earth. And I was, just looking up the geology of it, because I'm not a geologist. The lowest point on the earth is that coast, geologically speaking. Huh? That's yeah. That literally the coast. Underwater, the lowest point on the earth is somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico. Above water, the lowest point on the earth is exactly the coast where the Romans lost, like geologically. And the Quran says Rome was defeated in the lowest earth. I'm just starting to think there's something going on with this book. There's things being said that people didn't even ask about when it was first coming down. They didn't even ask about. I wonder what that means. And now we know.
Now, if we analyze what this person says, we will find in his claim nothing but a lie, and it's very easy to prove it. You do not even need an effort to prove the lie. Starting from the meaning of the word adna. If you listen to him, he translates the word adna as the lowest. Listen carefully.
By the Dead Sea coast, like what is modern day Israel, Philistine, that area, right? So they defeated the Romans. The Romans lost and the Persians won by the coast, okay? By the Dead Sea coast.
This is the first lie. The war between the Roman and the Persian was not by the Dead Sea. You can go right now. You can search for Hercules. He was the leader of the Roman at that time. And the Persian Wars, which happened between 600 and 629. And you will see that none of them was really in the Dead Sea. So this is the first lie he came with. And the Quran speak about the defeat of the Roman. That was when they lost Jerusalem. When they lost Jerusalem. And this have nothing to do with the Dead Sea, and not even close. And the Jerusalem is a very high point and level of in the ground, and the whole claim is a hoax. However, I'm going to show you in a very easy method without going to study which attack was, when was the attack. Like we can go here and you will see all the attacks happen, and you will see that the Persian, they conquer in 614 Jerusalem, and this is the biggest conquer, all right, and took Hercules many years after that, so he can take it back. That is the biggest conquer, and there's no Dead Sea, which is nothing but a lie this guy he came with. I advise you to go and read all this era, and it's full of information. For sure you can learn from it, and there's many international academic libraries. They have the source of it. You do not need to go by this website, and you will see that everything he said is nothing but a lie. However, I'm not going to go in details as what he mentioned, because I mentioned that in my book, Quran and Science. I have the details about it, like in deep details. Here, just to make the video short, let us expose the lie in a very easy way. If we go to the Quran, this is the verse he mentioned. Chapter 30, verse number 3. As we saw in the video, he said that the word adna, this is the word adna, you see it with me on the screen. He translated the word adna as the lowest. Let us hear it again.
And the Quran says Rome was dominated in the lowest earth.
Did you hear it? The Quran says that the Roman, they were defeated in the lowest earth. And as you see, this is his translation, not mine. Now, where he get this from? Only Allah knows, brother. Or only maybe Zakir Naik know. If we go to the Quran and you click at the Muslim translation, not my translation, all right, you will see that the word lowest does not exist. The word adna means the nearest land, not the lowest. Not the lowest. The word adna means someone is a closer or near. All right. Like the more he is near to something, we call him adna. It can be a person, it can be a territory, it can be anything. All right. Now, to prove my point, not only from here, because if this was the meaning here, it was the lowest, how come not even one Islamic translation translate the word lowest, but they say either closer or nearest or something like this? You can go and check all the translation, starting from Yusuf Ali. Close by. You see what the word adna mean? Close by, nearest. All right. So all the translation, they are coming with the same translation. So why this Abdul? He have a unique translation. Simply, in order to fabricate a miracle, we have to scam you. We have to lie to you. And that is exactly Islamic method of deception. This is why I called my first book The Deception of Allah. And I advise you to read it because I exposed them big deal. So it's obvious, I do not need really to give it an effort, that this is nothing but a scam. Don't ever trust a Muslim. If we go, like, just to show you, I'm not making things up too, like not only the Muslim translation agree with me. If we go and search the Quran interpretation, because from the interpretation we can find even better meaning or explanation. Here the interpretation made by Jalalain, one of the biggest scholars of Islam. The word adna, this is the word adna, is translated, or in the interpretation is coming as the nearer. You see it? The nearer part of the land. So how for this His Majesty, this guy, this Abdul, this scammer, all right, how it became lowest, only Allah knows. All right. So simply, this is nothing but a fabrication. They know that you do not know Arabic, so they say to themselves, first, the Muslims, they will never question a Muslim lying about Islam as long he is, let us say, promoting Islam. So this guy, he know that even if he lie, none of the Muslims really will stand up against him and say to him, shut up, you are a liar, you are funny, you are stupid. Because simply, he is promoting Islam. As long as you are promoting Islam, that is okay in Islam. Lying is okay in Islam, and we showed you many videos before speaking about it. So the word adna, as you see here, have nothing to do with what he's saying. It is just a word mean the nearest piece of land which is close to us. All right. Now somebody will say to us, say, why he call it the near land if it's far? Actually, it's not far, as you think. Right now, even Saudi Arabia, one of the battles happened between the Persian and the Roman. It was in Tabuk, and Tabuk already is part of Saudi Arabia today. So this was not really a far away place. However, this is how the Quran called it, and as you see, this is how the translation coming from, or coming as. Now, if we change even Jalalain, just to show you, it's not only this and that, and those are scholars. We will go to Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet. All right, let us see what Ibn Abbas says. You see, it's the same. Ibn Abbas is not someone anyone can say he is stupid. He is the only one named by Muhammad, prayed by Muhammad to be a scholar, the only one in the Islamic history. What Ibn Abbas is saying? This is the nearest land. So the word adna have nothing to do with his translation. It's nothing but a fabrication, and Muslims and Islam is nothing but a scam. Now in here, if you read my book, you will see how many mistakes I found in this verse regarding the date, the defeat, the winning. First of all, the verse itself is very funny. Why? The Roman and the Persian, they have hundreds and thousands of war together. Like, can be small battles or can be big ones. But is it a secret to know that today you lose, tomorrow you win, tomorrow you win, tomorrow you might lose? It's a war. So what a big deal when you say today they are defeated, tomorrow they will win? Nothing. There's nothing there. However, the mistake in there is in the verse after, where he says في بضع سنين. في بضع سنين. If you go to verse, the next verse after this verse, it says في بضع سنين, as we said. بضع سنين in Arabic, it has to do, or have to do, with the years between 3 to 9, like 2, 3, 9, and as a maximum, which means it cannot be 10. So if this is a prophecy, the prophecy is wrong. Why? Because when he used the word bada, that make it maximum of 9 years. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's it, maximum. If it's 10, it's false. If we go and read the history, we will see the following. That they lost Jerusalem in the year 614. All right? 614. And this was a defeat. They were defeated. All right? So the Roman, they are like, that's it. They give up. They lost all their army, and they backed down, and it took them many years to prepare themselves to attack again. And then when they attack again, it was many years after. All right? You will see with me here that in the year, if we go with me here, you will see that the Roman, they were not able to get Jerusalem at least until 626. And actually many sources says that he was able to return the Holy Cross to Jerusalem a few years after. So, but the major defeat can be considered as at least 626 or 627. And when Muhammad made this false prophecy, he said, the Roman, they were defeated, but they will defeat in a few years, as we read, which mean in less than 9 years. So as long as they were defeated in 614, as we see here, this is when they were able to take Jerusalem, and he was not able to come at least to 626 or 627 and gain Jerusalem back. That will make it between 12 to 13 years period, which make it a false prophecy, because as we said, the word bada, mean a few years between 3 to 9 only. 3 to 9 only. It can't be 10, it can't be 11, it can't be 12, etc. So again, this is a very clear false prophecy Muhammad he came with. So don't listen to Muslims' lies. Always use your brain, and don't ever trust a Muslim. It doesn't matter what he's saying. Even if he's saying to you he's wrong, there is something fishy behind him saying he is wrong. He will not say, a Muslim, he will not admit that he is wrong. A Muslim, he will not be honest, because we showed you many times in the Quran that Muslims are allowed even to take false oath. And this is one of the verses, chapter 2, verse 2 to 5. You can click at any translation. You will see that Allah will not take Muslims accountable for making false, untruthful oath. Allah judge Muslims by their heart, not by what they say. So a Muslim, he can lie to you, he can even take an oath, as long your intention in your heart is not what you are saying. So the intention for a Muslim when he take an oath or false oath for you is to defend Islam. Therefore, Allah will not take him accountable for what he said. All right? He can take an oath which is not truthful, simply because he is defending Islam. Because in his heart, his intention is not really to lie as much it is to protect Islam. So don't ever trust a Muslim even if he take an oath, because every oath Muslims they take, when a Muslim he take an oath, it's mean he is lying to you. It's a solution to convince you of their lies. I hope you did enjoy this video. Spread it, share it, and feel free to post it everywhere. And don't forget again to read my books, Quran and Science in Depth, and you can get from Amazon, or you can get The Deception of Allah, which I advise you to read both of them. Thank you very much. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. Amen to that.